Welcome to Leveling Up the Podcast with Alethia Tucker. I'm so happy that you're listening today. My goal is to bring something new, something promising. I plan to bring conversation, resources, and wisdom around the things that are holding us back from going for our best. We'll talk about everyday life and careers. I'll bring us dialogue designed to dig deep and identify our passions. We'll talk about the limits that you need to let go of and the promise that you need to grab a hold of. I'll interview women who bring valuable insight to the table. We'll have opportunities for Q&A, and we'll talk resources to help along the way. There are levels to this, and we'll hit them all, starting at the ground floor. We all have dreams, and now is our time to level up.
Ground floor.
Shortly after we married, I remember my husband telling me a story of something that happened when he was younger. It was really traumatic for him. He came home one day to where he thought his home was, only to find that it was there no more. Somewhere during the day, it caught fire and the entire house burned to the ground. That was traumatic for him. If you can imagine being a child and being used to things in a certain way, you knew that this was your home and it would always be there, and you come home one day and it is a pile of ashes. Well, that haunted him for a very long time, and I don't recall where they stayed during the aftermath of the fire. I remember that he said people supported them in tremendous ways. They made sure to have their needs met for them. But what happened after the fire and they rebuilt, he remembers probably more than the fire. He still remembers that tragedy, but he remembers even more to this day the beautiful home that erected from the ashes. The home that was better than the one that burnt down. The home that had more floors to it, so much so that they were able to rent space out at the top and live on the second and main floors of the house. And just the memories of his family being there, the memories of all that he had really overshadowed what he remembered from the old house. How many of us have gone through things where we have really suffered detrimental losses? It could be a burnt home. It could be the loss of a loved one. It could be the loss of a business, loss of relationship, loss of a dream that we really worked so hard to build. Not only did we lose it, but we are sitting in that loss, and it's really preventing us from seeing what can be. We're really stuck thinking that we're going to live in a state of loss for our entire lives, not realizing that what we can get, what we should do, what we should pursue is better, that it can be better, and that it may not totally squelch all of the memories of the bad or the traumatic thing that happened, but it can surely build new memories that are fresher, that are brighter, that are more meaningful than those that were lost or that are going to put us in a better place than those of the trauma that we suffered. Your affirmation: I may have lost a lot. I may have at one point thought that I would never, ever be able to move past the hurt, the pain, the detriment of what used to be. From now forward, I will move in a place of excellence. I will believe that what I can build will be better than what I've lost. That what I have coming in the future is going to far outweigh what I've had in the past. That I will be able to rebuild dreams, rebuild relationships, rebuild the things that I've lost, and that I will be all the better for it.
level.
So we have with me John Ebron. Am I saying your name correctly?
You got it. You got it.
Who's is joining us here from the Leadership Experience Tour. And I think we just had a few technical difficulties. So we're going to take it again and make sure that we get everything that he has to say, because he is a wonderful master coach who has a beautiful career that he's bringing to us from the military, and coming out of that and doing some chaplain work and some other work, and really focusing in now on leadership. And I'm going to let you share some more about that and kind of the journey that you take people on in their healing. So tell me a little about yourself again.
Okay. All right. So again, thank you, first of all, for the opportunity to sit with you and share some talk. My name is John Ebron. I'm a master mindset life coach and certified leadership and behavioral consultant. So what all of that means is that I work with individuals to really take inventory of who they are. So one of the major things in my practice is drawing a distinction between serving in honor or serving with honor, right? I think a lot of times we serve in honor, but at the expense of ourselves. We do good things out there, but we do it at the expense of ourselves. So we want to teach and support people to serve with honor, in honor of themselves, not at the expense of themselves, right?
Yeah.
So drawing a distinction between selfless service and self-sacrifice, right?
Wow.
So in that endeavor, we use a three-phase coaching model, right? So I call it see it, say it, and soar. So the see it phase is where we really work on personal vision and gathering all of your internal resources, right? Then once you know the world you see, the world you're wanting to create, then we go into the say it phase, the declaration phase, right? We declare based off of what I see, this is what I'm going to do, and consequently, what I'm not going to do, right? So
yeah, we put that in there too.
yeah. So for example, if through all of the work we do to develop a personal vision, maybe someone would say, someday I want to live in a world where, just as an example, pancreatic cancer is eradicated from the face of the planet, right? That's the world they want to build and to lead into. Well, that's what you see. Now, what are you going to do, right? What are you going to declare that you're going to do? Are you going to become a doctor? Or are you going to become an advocate? Or are you going to become a legislator? Or are you going to become a teacher, right? You find it set with your mission inside of your vision. And we guide you through a coaching model to find that. And we put that mission into, as we said earlier, a 10-year vision, a 5-year plan, 1 to 2 year goals. So that is a tangible day-to-day operation that feeds back into not just what you can do, but what you've decided to do with your life. And so that is the second phase. And the third phase is soaring, right? So that's the day-to-day operations. You got up this morning and brushed your teeth and got out into the world because you've got a clear vision of where you want to be in 2035,
Right.
10 years
Right.
from now, right?
Right.
So that is the leadership aspect that we're doing. We do it in honor of ourselves, right? So I could go on and on.
I love that, though. You know, it is so, and that's why I wanted to make sure we had this. We had this recorded. You shared something where you said, you know, you start out on the shorter end of what you help them to plan with the goals, and then that is getting to that 10-year vision. Did I get that right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I was saying how that is so important. We have a tendency to want to get the vision right now. And there's stuff that we have to do to get there.
Absolutely.
And we miss that piece of it. And then we get discouraged and disgusted. And then that is where all of the failure starts to happen. We give up. And, you know, all the coaching in the world can't get us past that because we're just stuck and we don't want to really move past it because we're not doing the things that we need to do to get there. So I love that approach.
I love it too.
I absolutely love that approach. Now, do you meet with clients one on one or do you have group coaching? What kind of programs do you offer?
So I do one-on-one coaching, both virtual and in person. Of course, you
Mm-hmm.
know, still coming some of the ramifications of the pandemic. We do a
Oh,
lot more
yeah.
virtual
A
work,
lot more
which is
virtually.
wonderful in its own way, right? But
Yeah.
so we do one-on-one coaching. We also do group coaching. So my group coaching program, I call it the Winners Circle.
I
Yeah,
like
so
that too.
WINN is the
Uh huh.
acronym,
Uh huh.
and there's the ERS on it to make it a word, right?
Right, right.
But WIN stands for what is now
Mm-hmm.
and what is next. It is a from here to there cause and reality or cause and effect experience. So we don't want to just
Mm-hmm.
have a experience that you feel good, but you walk away with no real tangible results,
Mm.
right? So what is now? What is
And
your
what is
plan? And what is
next?
next?
Yes, yes. I just love this. I love that acronym. I love that
You know,
acronym.
coaches and consultants in our
Yes,
acronyms,
yes,
right?
yes, yes. That's why I just latched right on to that. I love that. And you mean, let's be real, that's what helps people to remember and that helps people to tie in
Absolutely.
to what it is that you're doing. So, what is it? What are some tips? We always give the audience tips on if they had to do something as soon as they finish this podcast, what is it that they can do to help them to be better, to help them to go from that short term goals to that long vision, that whole plan that you just put out there?
Yeah.
What are a few things?
Okay, so maybe some unconventional ways of thinking about this,
Yeah.
right? There are non-action oriented things that are crucial for for goal achievement and or goal setting and goal achievement, right? We get focused on action oriented because it's important. We got to be action oriented, right? But to set yourself up for success in your actions, you've got to take some time to develop your vision. Your vision is not action oriented, right? But it is where action is birthed from, right? So, to borrow from Dr. Stephen R. Covey and his work, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, leadership is what prevents you from climbing the ladder only to realize that it was leaning against the wrong wall. Right?
Wow.
So you got to make sure that you're leaning your ladder against the right wall by having a solid vision, right? Give yourself time to know before you try to go on an endeavor to grow. So, and then once you do that work, then the action oriented work becomes so much more impactful.
Yes, I love that. Those are some wonderful tips. I'm just listening, going back in my head what he just said. Know before you grow, because you don't know where you're going.
Absolutely.
If you don't set up what it is that you need first.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
I love
The
that.
Dr. Maxwell says, all growth is change,
Yes.
but not all change is growth.
Not all change
So
is growth.
just because you're doing something different, don't mean you're doing the right thing
No,
for yourself right
no,
now.
that's right. That's right.
Vision is important.
And as you know, as a part of Sean's program, we hear a lot of John Maxwell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we hear a lot of John Maxwell.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the program, so what drew you to Let, and just give us a little glimpse of what you might be talking about on Saturday.
Okay, so we've been talking a lot about vision.
Yes.
And when I initially got started, when I wanted to come to the Let stage, first of all, leadership.
Yeah.
You're probably
That's the buzzword.
Yeah, we probably share this. I'm a certified personal growth
Yes,
junkie.
yes,
I
me
love
too.
it, right?
Me too. Me
But
too.
I have fallen in love with leadership because it is the avenue that we really make a change in people's lives. And so my own personal definition of leadership is the graduation of self-care.
Wow, the graduation of self-care.
Leadership, when it's done right, your leadership is the graduation of self-care. So how you take care of yourself becomes the model of how you take care of your people. Right? And so, in order to do that well, you got to know yourself. So, on Saturday, we're going to talk about a small piece. One of the three deliverables inside of our See It phase
Okay.
is developing your personal philosophy, or as I like to say it, your personal creed. And we're going to talk about what that means on the stage.
Oh, awesome. That's going to be good. That's going to be good. Let me tell you, you all have given us some
powerful topics that we're going to be hearing about on Saturday. So I'm excited about that. And make sure you guys listen in because we can watch virtually, I'll be here, but you can watch virtually for sure. So tell me, John, how is it that we get in touch with you? All right, give me your website, social media, all of that. We'll drop it in the podcast notes, but I want them to hear it from you too.
All right. Well, you can definitely find me on Instagram, Coach Ebron, Ebron, LeBron without the L or the basketball skills, right? And you can find me at my website, ebroncoaching.org.
Awesome. And did you say social media?
Yes.
You did. Okay, I missed that. I'm so sorry. I was focused in on making sure that I didn't forget anything else that I was supposed to ask you about.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. And John Ebron on LinkedIn.
There we go.
So we got Instagram and LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. All right. Thank you. Thank you so
pleasure.
much for being here today. I greatly appreciate it. Again, I appreciate your patience and waiting to talk to us. And you guys connect with him because he has brought forth some powerful things. He is a personal growth junkie. And let me tell you, he's talked about that already a lot. You want to connect with him to make sure that you're doing the things to personally grow, personally and professionally as well. All right? All right. So, thank you for tuning in as usual. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode that we bring to you. Always be authentically yourself. I always tell you, you're the best version of you that there is, and we need that imprint for you to make a difference. Go touch something and make it better, all right? Until next time.
The Loft.
Hello and welcome to The Loft. My guest today is Coach John Ebron. And before we finished with him, of course, I asked him about any resources that he could recommend to my audience. Calling himself a professional development junkie, of course, everything that he has to recommend involves making sure that you do whatever is necessary to take in anything that is going to help you to progress professionally, anything at all that entails professional development. Of course, he recommends his courses, and you can find out about those over on his website, and we'll list that in the podcast notes as well as have it scrolling along here. And he also recommends his coaching programs. He does one-on-one coaching, and he has group coaching, which he calls the Winner's Circle. And that's it. Okay, we've reached the end of the episode. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen. As you catch the elevator down, if you feel so inclined, rate, review, subscribe, and share with a friend. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember, every day is a new opportunity, and it's never too late to level up.